Okay, here we have the inside of the case with the insides taken out of the King radio. You'll remember that there was quite a few mice at one time in this radio. It was virtually a barn of mice, a mouse hotel. I've thoroughly cleaned the inside of it out, and I've double coated it with shellac on the inside. So hopefully when this radio is back together, any remnant of the mouse smell might be, it's pretty hard to get rid of it all. I've tried to eliminate mouse evidence inside of boxes for years, and varnished and shellacked and cleaned. It'll subdue it, but in a lot of cases, there have been a lot of mice in there for a long time. It's hard to get the smell out completely. I think I did a pretty good job on this one. So this is the case, ready for the innards to go back into it. Okay, here is the innards of the King radio again. I've been doing some cleanup and some spot checking of components. All of these resistors here, these resistors actually are all good. They all check good. What I've done is cleaned up the metal ends and rotated them somewhat in their holders, and then measured at a different place to make sure that I've got continuity and that the resistor is correct according to what's on the label and also on the schematic. So I've done all these resistors. Even the grid leak resistor tested okay, which is on the other side down here. Even this tested okay. The thing is they had wire wound resistors. To get resistances that were less than 1,000 ohms, they used wire wound resistors. I replaced this one already, and this one, which was an adjustable, it was a technician adjustable resistor. I measured it right where they had the clamp on the ends of the resistance wire, and I came up with a close enough resistance with this resistor right here. So these the clamps, of course, and in this case there was a just a crimped on piece of copper on either end. They were not making connection at all, so the resistors were technically open, but the resistance wire itself was good. So I just opted to replace those with new modern resistors. As you can see, the battery cable is the black material is rotting off, but actually the wires underneath are good. I'm going to lace this. I'm going to get lacing string, and I'm just going to neatly lace this battery cable all the way down to somewhat near the end where the actual ends will stick out that'll connect to the power supply. But the wire itself seems very good. Just the cloth covering is rotted away. Now these capacitors test to be 0.01, and they actually test out. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave those in or put modern ceramics in place. They look kind of rotten, but they test as 0.01 microfarads, so they seem to be good. There's only one audio transformer in this radio, and both windings are open. So I have no idea what to replace this with other than tubes and more. Antique Electronics Supply has a couple of audio transformers that I might try one or the other. But if this is going to be strictly experimental with this transformer, because I have no idea what the windings are or what it was. It looks pretty big, but I think a smaller size transformer will probably work. But there's only one audio transformer in the whole radio. One final note on this phase of the restoration. All of this rust was of course caused by the mouse urine. I'm going to clean that up as good as I can and paint it with an enamel rust preventative paint. There's not much I can do with it other than clean it up pretty good. The mice didn't do much damage under here other than they ate some of this insulation off. Inside these cans are the coils that go between the RF stages, the three stages of RF. I've opened these cans up and the inside is absolutely pristine. Now there's a little linkage here that this is for the fine tuning. That's how you can tune this radio with one dial, but these fine tuning adjustments, as you can see this one, see how it works. This one's broken. I think I can mend that pretty good. The mice ate insulation off of these wires, but that I'm sure is not going to be a problem. Nothing is shorted, nothing is touching. So I'll clean the rest of this up as good as I can. So look for the part 3 of this video. That should be when I'm finishing it up and actually getting it playing.